David Lemieux says that he is open to a fight with Canelo Alvarez as long as it's not at a catch weight. Now, I was always curious as to why Golden Boy didn't make Canelo versus Lemieux before they threw Lemieux in against Golovkin. I was always curious about that because that seemed the most sensible road to go down. Lemieux's with Golden Boy, Canelo's with Golden Boy. They just signed Lemieux. They just got him a title. So let him fight Canelo. Lemieux's got a big following in Canada. Canelo's got a big following in Mexico and the United States because there's so many Mexicans in the United States. To me, it seemed like a no-brainer. A fight they should have made before throwing the winner in or the loser with Gennady Golovkin. Maybe it was, even then it was a case of Canelo not wanting to fight Lemieux at 160 because then he wouldn't have an excuse for not fighting Golovkin at 160. So maybe that's what it was, because if he'd gone up and fought Lemieux at 160, then Golovkin would have said, well, you fought Lemieux at 160, that means you can fight me at 160. So maybe that's what it was. I don't know. But this is, to me, a good fight. Lemieux against Canelo. Lemieux is nowhere near as good technically as Canelo Alvarez, but I think he punches harder than Canelo. That's my personal view. I do think he punches harder. I'm not going to say he's naturally bigger, because Canelo is just an enormous guy who, through whatever scientific methods he uses, gets down to ridiculously low weights. But Lemieux himself he's not particularly tall for a middleweight, but in terms of body mass, he's a decent size middleweight. Not massive, but decent size. And he's got that kind of reckless puncher style, swarms all over you. A lot of his style does play into Canelo's hands. But at the same time, I think he'll be the biggest puncher that Canelo will have faced as a professional so far, if the Lemieux fight happens. You look at Canelo's resume, how many big punches has he really faced? Khan ain't a puncher. Miguel Cotto, yeah, he could punch at the lighter weights, but was he really a puncher at 155 or whatever it was? I know he knocked out an over-the-hill Daniel Gill, but really and truly, is that a big puncher for Canelo? Can Miguel Cotto hit like Lemieux? I don't think so. He fought Kirtland, but I've always maintained that Kirtland is not really a big puncher. He's more of an accumulation puncher. He's not a guy that's going to come in and knock you out with one shot or two shots. He's a guy that's going to overwhelm you with work rate. His power's okay, but nothing to write home about. Who else is Canelo fought? Lara's not a big puncher. Trout is not a big puncher. Floyd's not a big puncher. Who else is there? Kermit Cintron? He could punch a little bit at welterweight, but Canelo was just way too big for him. So in terms of actually guys close to Canelo's size, how many of them were actually punchers? You could argue none of them. So Lemieux would be the first legit puncher around Canelo's size that he will have fought if this fight happens. And that in itself, to me, makes the fight interesting. I don't see Canelo doing to Lemieux what Golovkin did to him. Canelo's shorter than Golovkin. He don't have that type of jab. He won't be able to neutralize Lemieux's offense as easily as Golovkin did. But, as I've said previously, and I'll say again here, Canelo does like fighters who come towards him in most cases. Particularly a guy who is more on the reckless side, like a David Lemieux. So, yeah, I very much look forward to the fight. I think it will be an exciting fight. I would favor Canelo, but with Lemieux's power and Canelo having never faced that type of power before, it could get interesting. Canelo, and I know Dwyer likes to talk about this a lot, Canelo was famously hurt badly. It was early in his career, it was a long time ago, he's a lot stronger now, but he was hurt badly against Miguel Cotto's brother. I think that was on the undercard of Mayweather Mosley. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was. So, yeah, don't be surprised if Lemieux is able to hurt him. And hurt him badly. I wouldn't be shocked at all if that happened, if he catches him. Let me know what you think about this potential fight, people. Do you think Canelo will take it? It's unlikely if it's not a catch weight, But what do you think? And what do you think the outcome would be if they fought at 160? Let me know in the comment section below, people. It's your boy Hatman, I'm out.